Hi, it's Chris, and welcome back here. We left off choosing our keywords. Now, this is where it gets really important, right? And this is going to apply for every single campaign that you do, right? So our goal here is to get targeted, cheap traffic, right? We want to get targeted but cheap traffic. We don't want to pay 50 cents a click. If you're paying 50 cents a click, you're paying too much. If you're paying 30 cents a click, you're paying way too much. Okay, so our goal here is we want to show you, and I want to show you, excuse me, I want to show you how to get 5-cent clicks, 7-cent clicks. Really, I don't like going over. I don't like going more than I don't like to go over 15 cents a click. That's the very, very max. And I don't even start bidding, at 15 cents a click. So we want to, keep your costs low, keep your profit high. That's kind of the goal with any advertising campaign. So what in Bing, you have two options here. You see it, you're at keywords, which is exactly where you need to be. Now you either have enter keywords or research keywords. Now research keywords, let me just show you how this works so you're aware of it. You can actually type in, find keywords containing a word or phrase, and you could type out, paid surveys, a little search button, and it's going to bring up, all these different keywords related. But it doesn't give us too much in depth, and there's a reason why we don't use the research keyword method. The first reason why we don't do this is because the searches last month on Bing are not completely accurate. These are actually pretty much off by quite a bit. So even though for example, this says it only gets 242 searches on people typing online money, there's probably a lot more searches than 242. So it really throws you off. Another thing, these aren't as specific as we need to go. So we actually go and enter the keywords manually. But what we're going to do to do that is you're going to have to actually go over here, make a new tab. All right, a new tab or new window. You're going to be using this tool a lot. You're going to be using this tool for every single campaign, but it's free. You're going to go to Google and type out Google Keyword Planner. Don't worry, I'll put the links below the videos. Google Keyword Planner. Now this is part of Google AdWords, and so when you search it, it's the very first result. It looks like this: Google AdWords Keyword Planner. This is it. You're going to click on it. This is a tool that we're going to use, and you're going to need to have a Gmail account to sign in. Most of you probably do have a Gmail account, and I'm going to click in Sign into AdWords, and you don't have to create a whole new account for this. As you can see, it just signed me right in because I have my email address as a Gmail account. And so if you have a Gmail account of any sort, then you're going to just sign in with that. All right, this is what you're going to see when you get here. You're going to basically see a very basic screen. I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. But you're always going to follow the same steps here. You're going to go search for a new keyword and add group ideas. So you're going to go ahead and click on that first and foremost. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to search keywords related to your product. So this is pretty easy, right? Your product is a paid survey. So what you can do a couple of things here. You can think to yourself, if I was looking for this product and I was to go to Google or Bing, what would I type to find that product? Well, first one that comes to mind is paid surveys. Now, what I recommend is try to come up with, between 1 to 3 phrases that you would search to find it. If you can only come up with one phrase, that's okay. That's better than nothing. You need to have at least one phrase. So paid surveys, I would do, for this one, make money with surveys, get paid per survey. Okay, those are the 3 that I came up with. You need to have at least one. If you can come up with one, you're good to go. But I usually like to come up with a max of 3. And so obviously, if you're doing a weight loss product, same thing would apply here. You would type in how to lose weight fast. So let's go back. So this is for the product that we're working on now. Remember, your keywords have to be relevant to the product you're promoting. So let me just take this out. And if I was doing weight loss, I could do lose weight, how to lose weight, how to burn fat. Okay. It's pretty simple. If you're doing trying to get a payday loan, you could do payday loan, cash advanced. And if you're really struggling with coming up with keywords, and this is something that's harder for you, what you can do is you can go look at the offer itself. Let's go ahead and look at this ClickBank offer, right? You can actually look at the sales page and just pretty much pull keywords off of the page itself. So I would pull this up and look, learn the secret. You could basically copy and paste, different keywords on this page, or look at the page and see what keywords for surveys. Oh, from $5 to $70 per survey. So you can take keywords and put them into the Google Keyword Planner as well if you're having a hard time, coming up with the right phrases. All right. After you do that, you can leave the targeting the default, in the United States. That's not really too important. And you're just going to go ahead and click on Get Ideas. And once you click on Get Ideas, let me zoom out so you can see it. It's going to generate a bunch of keywords for you automatically. It's going to generate tons and tons of keywords. You'll have more than you know what to do with. All right, so here's the rule. Here's one of the rules that come into play with getting cheap clicks. The more keywords you have, the better. Right, so what I tell everybody is you don't want any less than 300 keywords. So when we're putting in keywords here in Bing, you need to have 300 or more keywords, to be successful for what we're trying to do. So if you have less than 300, you'll need to add more. That shouldn't be an issue with Google Keyword Planner. You're about to see why. What you see over here is you see all these keywords that it added. All right, it automatically took those keywords and it created all these different phrases that people search, and it's more in depth than Bing is. So what you want to do at this point in time is you want to go over here to the right. I'm going to zoom in so you can see that, and you're going to see a different number depending on what you typed in. You may not see the same number unless you typed in exactly what I typed in. You're probably going to see a different number. So you're going to go ahead and click on Add All. It says 48. Now that doesn't mean there's 48 keywords. That means there's 48 groups, and in those groups, like this group is money. There's 32 keywords within this group. So I'm easily going to have probably 600 or 700 keywords. So I'll be good. I'll meet my 300 minimum. So that's one of the rules. You need to have at least 300 keywords to make this work really, really effective for you. Okay. So what you want to do at this point in time, if you have Excel or you have a program like Excel, then that was going to make things really, really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up, I believe I use OpenOffice here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up OpenOffice. And like I said, if you have Excel, that's great. You're more than welcome to use either or. Now, if you don't have Excel or you don't have OpenOffice, that is okay. I'm going to show you a workaround for it. Okay. In fact, you can just use Notepad or WordPad, excuse me. But what you want to do is when you get all these keywords, you can actually download the keywords or save them to Excel. What I usually do is I click on this little clipboard. So if you look over here where it says Review Forecast, you go over to the right, you see where it says Copy to Clipboard. It looks like a little clipboard icon. It's really small, so I hope you can see it on my screen. Let me zoom over. But it says Copy to Clipboard. Go ahead and click on that, and it's going to highlight all these words for you. So all you have to do is press Control-C on your keyboard, or you can right-click and do Copy. All right. And what you want to do with this is, if you have Excel, or or a program like it, then you're going to want to use it because it's going to make it just a little bit easier. And then I'll show you the workaround if you don't. So let me go ahead and make sure this gets pulled open. Oops. I don't want this. So let's see. I'm going to go OpenOffice. OpenOffice Calc, which is what I'm using for this example. So, and I'm going to go ahead and paste those keywords because I just copied them, and you're going to paste the keywords into Excel, right? And then the first thing that's really nice is you can scroll down and check to see how many keywords you have. All right, so it's showing that I have 100, but I should have more than that. Nope, I do have more than 100. Okay, it wasn't scrolling. There it goes. So I have 800 keywords exactly. So 800 keywords. Now, the reason why we use Excel, or a program similar to it, is we can't just copy all these 800 keywords. We're going to go back over to Bing, right? We can't just copy all 800 keywords and click Add. The reason why is because if you add that many keywords at once, the site's going to crash. The Bing ad site is going to crash because that's too many keywords that are being entered at once. You actually can only enter about 100 keywords at once. And if you have an older computer or a slower computer, you may want to cut that down a little bit more. But if you have if you have any computer that's probably, you know, in the past, you know, 5 years or so, you'll be able to easily add 100 keywords at once. And so the reason why I say it makes it easy with Excel is because you just select rows 1 to 100, just like this. Scroll down and select rows from 1 to 100. You copy that, and you're pasting it in, okay? And you're going to click on Add. Now, if you don't have Excel or anything like that, you don't have to go through and count out 100 keywords. You just kind of have to. You just kind of have to estimate. You just kind of have to give yourself an educated guess. So if I didn't have those tabs, and I was just copying from, you know, the keyword planner, let's just say, you know, I started from the top and worked my way down, I would kind of guess. I would say, okay, you know, I'm going to stop right there, copy it, and then you can see exactly where you left off. So I would copy this, right? Come over to Bing, paste it, you know, and that if that looks about 100, you know, maybe it's a little bit less or a little bit more, give or take, then I'll click on Add, and then I would go to the next section, right? So come back over here and then go to where you left off and go to the next section. So that's if you don't have Excel, you can do it manually. Just know that you can't copy all of these keywords and put them in at once, because if you do, it's going to end up crashing, you know, your Bing Ads account, and you'll have to start all over. Right? So I'm going to go back to my my program here. I'm just going to do 100 at a time. All right, and so you just keep on, you know, you can just drag them all down. Oops. Without making any mistakes here. There we go. So we'll go 100 to 200. Now, don't worry if you go a little bit over. You know, if you go to like 205 or anything like that, if you go a little bit over, it's not going to affect you too much. You know, I just noticed that once you get into a really high number, it really starts to slow down. So I just usually stick to about 100 at a time, because you can see it's loading. And so while it's loading, you can keep going back and you can go and grab the next set, and you're just going to copy and paste until you add every single keyword. So we're going to add all 800 here. So I'll just keep copying, and you know, sometimes it will wait. If you ever get anything that pops up that says, you know, it wants you to close the page, there should be an option that says wait. You always want to click on wait. So if it's saying, you know, Bing Ads is taking longer to respond, just click on wait. All right, because it will process through. Right, and there it did. It did process through. So I'll add this other next set, and I think you get the idea. You're going to keep adding it until you add all your keywords. I'm not going to add all 800, just try, you know, just for the purpose of the video, trying to keep trying to keep it short and to the point. But I would keep going through, and I would keep adding every single one of these keywords. Right, so that's all you're going to do. You're going to add the more keywords, the better. So if you're in the range of 500, 800, you're good. So like I said, you don't want any less than 300. You know, 300 is kind of the cutoff point that I've noticed. You want to have, you know, more than 300 at least. So after this set ads, we'll go from there. Continue. See, this is what I was talking about. If you get this, you just click on wait. It happens. And like I said, I am recording my screen too, so it does slow it down a bit. And it's normal for it to take a while. I mean, if it takes a couple of minutes, that's fine. You know, keep waiting. It should add it through if you're just doing the 100 at a time. And if you do find that it is crashing for you all the time, you know, adding 100 keywords, then you can bring that down to 50. You know, whatever it takes to make it so that it works for you. Because mine keeps saying, you know, kill pages, but I'm going to keep pressing wait, and it should process through because I didn't add that many. Okay. So yeah, just keep going through and adding those keywords and see how many did I add. Maybe I did a little bit more this time. Yeah, I did. So if you go a little bit over, you know, you can start to see I did add a little bit more than 100 that time. You can really see the difference in time it takes to add. So it's safe just to stick to those 100. If you have to do less, you know, depending on your computer, because this keeps coming up. So I'm going to click on wait. All right, and this is the reason why we're adding more keywords. Let me explain this, why we're adding as many keywords as possible. I want you to think about this when you add a specific keyword, because there's millions and millions of users on the internet, and there it goes, it finally saved. There's millions of users on the internet, and so every single user types something different, or you have people that misspell, or you have people that add weird phrases. I kid you not, you're going to have people that go out and they type in, you know, how to lose weight before Friday, or how to lose 30 pounds before Friday. They type out those very specific phrases. And so if you're the only keyword that matches that phrase, then, you know, obviously your ad is going to show up. So go through add all those keywords, and then you're going to go ahead and click on save. Okay, so after you've added all your keywords, don't worry about the bids or the match types or anything like that. You're just going to leave everything at the default and click save. When you get here to search network bid, you're going to see where it says 0.30 and 0.30. We're going to leave that exactly the way it is right now, right? We're going to leave everything the way it is. And what you want to do at this point in time is you're going to want to go to add distribution. So if you go to advanced settings and click add distribution, and this is what I have found over doing some research and lots of testing on Bing ads, is that the highest quality advertising comes through a search network, not the content network. So you're going to want to uncheck content network. I'm going to explain to you how that works. So the content network could be someone's blog. It could be a website, and websites put ads on their, they put ads on their site. And sometimes websites that have lots of traffic will put, Google ads, or they'll put Yahoo ads or Bing ads on their site. And think about it. If somebody is visiting this site and they accidentally click an ad, because it happens, if you have millions of visitors on a site, you're bound to get users that are, accidentally clicking your ad. So that happens, and so being in the content network puts you at risk to getting lower quality results. I've gotten higher quality results just filtering the search network, because the search network, your ad only shows up if people type in paid surveys, or how to make money with paid surveys, or how to make money online. I've seen it happen because I've done analytics, I've done testing on this, where I've noticed that my ad was showing up on sites that had nothing to do with what I was promoting. So it's really frustrating, because you're still paying money, you're paying 5 cents a click, but in the content network, the quality is really not there. Now, I'm not saying to never use the content network. I'm saying you can. It's something that you have to really want to test at your own discretion on your own time. You'll get a lot more traffic by selecting the content network. You'll get a lot more impressions, a lot more clicks than you will just by having the search network selected. So if your niche is a very, very small niche, a very specific or oriented niche, you may want to include the content network to see how it performs. But if you notice that your ROI isn't very high, you want to leave the content network unselected. And so I work just in the search network, and I always leave it at the very top one, all search networks, Bing and Yahoo, search syndicated search partners, right? So this is exactly what I leave my settings on. It's just like this. And you're going to go ahead and click save. So we eliminated the content network. Now, after your campaign is created, it will pretty much go live instantly, but this is very important. You want to go into the campaign you just created. So here it is. You want to go into immediately. You don't want to wait or do anything else. You need to go into the campaign immediately. It's very important that you do this, and you go click on the keyword tab, because we need to change the bids of our keywords, because they're set at weird prices. We may have keywords in there set at $7 per click. So you want to go in there immediately, and we're going to change the bids to all the keywords all at once. I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you do is you just come over here. You have all your keywords. I added 367. You'll probably have more than me. And you're going to go ahead and select this little box to select them all. All right. Now, it's going to say all rows on this page are selected. Yours will probably say 50. You want to select all rows and all pages, and then it should give you the number of how many keywords you have. So you may have 500, 600, 700. Yours is always going to be different. But you want to make sure you select every single keyword. So you saw how I did that? Let me repeat. Clear the selection. You click this little gray box to select all. But this, you're going to have multiple pages of keywords. So to select the other pages, you have to click select all rows on all pages. And that will select every single keyword. And then you're going to go to edit, and you're going to go to change current bids. And you're going to change your bids to 0.05 US dollars. So if you're in another country, you want to get as close as possible to 0.05 US dollars. All right. So far, so good. We'll let that save. It'll take a minute too, depending on how many keywords you have. And that's going to change all your current bids to 5 cents, which is a very good thing. All right, so that means, and when your bids are set at 5 cents, that doesn't mean that it won't go over. In some cases, I've seen it go over to where you're paying 7 cents a click, 8 cents a click, etc. So it does go a little bit over sometimes, but usually it's pretty good in the range of being 5 cents. But now you can see that all your current bids have been switched over to 5 cents. If you see that, you are actually really good to go. So in the next video, we're going to go over and talk about the ads category here, and I'm going to show you something that is going to help you a lot. So it's very important as well. All the pieces are starting to come together. So far, just to do a recap, the more keywords, the better, right? Because we want to target as many keywords in our niche as possible. The more, the better. And it's very important to target, the countries that you're in, as we talked about. And you're always going to use Google Keyword Planner. Anybody can do this. You saw how easy it is to generate it. If you have Excel, you can see the benefits of using Excel, so you can select 100 at a time. If not, you can just kind of guess of what 100 looks like and copy of those. And if you go a little bit over, or if you're under, that's obviously better. But if you go a little bit over, that's fine. So Google Keyword Planner is something that you will always be using for every single campaign that we create. Okay, so far so good. I will see you in the next video, and we'll talk about going into the ad section. So make sure you stay where you're at, and I'll see you in the next video.